How do you relax? This is about learning how to relax. That's what we will dive into here. Now, very important for me to say this up front. I am in charge. So during this audio, while you're listening, just understand that, okay? It's not about ego, it's not about pride, but oftentimes we have to take off these jackets that we wear, whether it's a CEO or whether it's a business person. Um, no matter what your status is, title is, economic status, financial, whatever, it's not about that. So if that's too much for your ego to handle, it's best you turn this audio off, because I want to really, in a short period of time, get to some real life issues. And titles and status, there's no room for that. So I just want to say that up front. So if you're still with me, thank you. Learning how to relax. How do you relax? What are some of the things you do to relax, unwind? I would recommend that you go to the mirror and ask yourself, who am I? And I want you to stare at yourself for 60 seconds after you ask yourself that question. And let the mind go wherever the mind goes. It's not about judging your appearance. It's not about anything other than staring at yourself for 60 seconds. Because it's very interesting what the mind will do when you stare at yourself for 60 seconds and you ask yourself, who am I? And I want you to take notes after that 60 seconds. What are some of the things the mind came up with? No matter what it is. Write it down anyway. It could be anything. I want you to write that down at the end of this conversation that we're having here. After a long day or week of news, point of views, and opinions, how do you decompress and empty out your mind's eye so that you can reboot, recharge, re-strategize? You must do this on a daily basis. Reboot, recharge, and re-strategize. With everything going on today, it's very important that you know who you are. We're living in a time that requires you to know who you are. If you don't know the answer to that question, you will be used up and ran over. Life only respects those who know who they are. Write that down, please. Life only respects those who know who they are. With everything going on in the world today, even if certain events don't affect you directly, they do affect you indirectly. And that will say a lot about you, right? Learning how to relax. Very simple. Lay down and close your eyes. Now, this is not about meditation, which is good. It's not about sleep, which is good. It's about rest. It's about closing your eyes from everything that you've seen, that has been seen. It's about closing your eyes and resting. Once again, don't try to force the mind to go somewhere or think certain thoughts. Just let the mind empty itself out, okay? But just close your eyes and do this for at least 10 minutes. Don't open your eyes for 10 minutes. Lay still. Think whatever thoughts come to your mind. And once that 10 minutes is done, I want you to write down the thoughts that came to your mind. Another simple thing to do to relax is change your diet. Now, this is not about weight loss. Okay, Okay, weight loss can be very stressful. Watching what you eat, watching your carb intake, watching your sugar intake, no sugar intake, exercise, constant cycle. While that's great, but that can be stressful, right? Because no matter how great we look outwardly, we will always find something to change. So changing your diet is not so much about weight loss as it is changing the mind. We understand that certain things we eat can release certain chemicals in the body, right? We get that. So changing your diet, again, not about weight loss. It's about the mind. Where the head goes, the body will follow. Okay? So it's not about appearance. It's about clarity. Because we know appearance thoughts about your appearance can be destructive. Because no matter how great you look, in your mind, if you look hard enough, you will still find things you would like to change. Right? Over and over again. It's about relaxing. That's what we need today, in today's society, is relaxing. Everybody within themselves. Start with yourself. Find a way to relax. I'm not talking about drugs. I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm talking about emptying out the mind's eye so that new information, new ideas can come to you. If I fill up my glass with water, I don't care if it's a 1 gallon glass, 20 gallon jug, 40 gallon jug, it's only going to hold whatever it can hold. Right? If I got a 20 gallon jug, I fill it with water. If I go 21 gallons, 20.5 gallons, it's going to be too much. I have to empty it out to get more in, right? A mind's eye, as simple as that sounds, our mind's eye works in that fashion. Empty it out so that you can get more in. You've already taken in the information. You already have it stored up. You've already seen what you needed to see, right? You've already heard what you needed to hear. So now you just reprocess that information constantly. It's time to let a lot of that information go so that new information can grow. Relaxing. I will not stop emphasizing that in today's time, everything going on in this world, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, what economic status you are, relaxing is very, very important. I counsel with a very successful business person, and they told me that they can never stop and take in the fruits of their labor. Because they're all constantly thinking, how do I keep what I've attained and how do I get more? Okay? And that's fine. That's a fine thought process if you are adding relaxing, right? Resting. There's a difference between sleep and rest. Resting. Relaxing. Very important. Because we're on this fast track, this super information highway. And I don't want to say take a step back because we want to keep moving forward, but I'm going to say take a sidestep off of that fast track of that super information highway, but keep moving forward. And to do that, you have to decompress. You have to relax. Very, very important. And I'll end it with this. And you can pick back up your coat and be whatever title you are that you've accomplished and achieved, all of that. But relax, decompress, reboot, recharge, re-strategize. And I'll end it with this. The healthier you are, the wealthier you are.